The following is a previously aired broadcast.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Creative Voices. Today we are talking about something very interesting, very exciting. So if you did not know, there was a locally produced film called CSO, Operation Power Trip, which is what, Caribbean Special Operatives, that's what the CSO part is for? Mm-hmm. Yes, and we have two persons who were both cast and crew. We have Miss Shania Henry. Morning, Shania.
Good morning, good morning.
All right, and we have Naeem Richardson. Morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Yes, so these two young people did an amazing job. It was wonderful. If you didn't see it, too bad for you. But this movie was sold out on all 4 nights when they staged it. They got a 9 out of 10 rating on IMDb. And for those movie junkies who check movie ratings online, that is one of the top sites to get your ratings for your movies. And for them to get a 9 out of 10, that's a big deal. The movie making process, and before we get to that though, we're going to just hear a little bit about their story, about how they even began on this theatrical superstar journey. I know, well, I'm assuming you didn't start acting out of the womb, but so Shania, for you first, just tell us how you, well, first of all, what is it that you do in your regular day-to-day life, and then how did you get into the whole role of acting, and how did it grow, and how did it end up here being a blockbuster movie star?
Well, recently I've been studying, so that's what my life has been like for the past few years. And recently I've been working some regular jobs, mainly in social media, digital marketing, photography, stuff like that. As for how I got into the theatrics and all of that, I've always been interested in acting. Mm-hmm. Ever since I was young, I used to say I want to be a singer, movie star, those type of stuff. And then in high school, I went to Washi, and in my 4th or 3rd year is when they finally introduced theater arts again back into Washi. And I was like, yes. I was listed for going into OA actually, and I was like, oh, we have theater arts? I'm going to do that instead.
Yep.
And so that's the beginning of it. After I graduated from Washi, I was in CFPC, and then Keisha Adams-Isaac, she actually enlisted me and Naeem to work on some projects. So that brought me back into the theater scene. And then from there, it was just a film, a show, and then now a movie that I ended up getting involved in. And I'm really surprised that I was able to reach here and even star in a homemade movie in my own country.
That's amazing. That's a big deal. So one of the roles that you played was the EPK director, which for everyone's benefits, that's the electronic press kit that deals with the media and stuff like that. But outside of that, what else did you do in this movie role?
I participated a lot in a lot of the post-production. So a lot of things that Naeem was working on, he would show it to me and he'd be like, okay, I feel like it's not given the right vibe that you want to show in the scene, or I think you should adjust the lighting, stuff like the logo, the glitches, certain parts, and just general feedback of like watching the movie and thinking, how can we make this better? A lot of things ended up going through me to the point that some people would be like, okay, so Naeem, do you like it? Yeah. The surely I like it.
So like you're like the bigger boss. Okay, that's cool. So in being behind the scenes and also being a character in the film, was it difficult to transition between the two, or how was that?
Not really, especially given that my role in the movie was a director.
Yeah.
So it was very easy for me to make the comments that I would need to make, and especially since I'm already familiar with the cast and crew involved, so it wasn't necessarily hard for me.
Okay. You're natural. All right, Naeem, so let's hear from you. Like, what do you do on a regular basis, and then how did we end up here?
Basically the same as her. I've been in school for the most part, and wow, story similar. Theater arts has been in Bastille from since I was there. So I did it. I want to thank you to Miss Marcia Jeffers, Miss Ashanta Williams, of course, Mrs. Adams as well. They all allowed me a chance to not just do what the criteria required, but I could do whatever I want as long as I fit the max. So I did that. Then I joined New Age around the same time as her, and I started writing shows before, but I never put them out. And then there was one show that was a web series that I worked on for a year and a half, I believe, and that's when we started acting film-wise together. But the movie was actually the backup of that, and we're like, oh well, we could try it and we see if I know here we are. So the movie, that's the long and short of it.
Nice. And you mentioned New Age, so for everyone's benefit, New Age Productions is a local, correct me if I'm wrong, a local theater company. Can I call it a company?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, and they've done plays before. I remember seeing Shernia in a couple of the plays that they would have it at the Shadow Great House or other locations. I'm like, boy, these people acting really good. There was one, what's his name? Byron.
Oh,
Mandy. There was a role that he played, and you know the acting is good when they can evoke certain emotions in it. I was like, but I don't like this man, you know. This man vexed me, you know. But that is just kudos to good acting. And I missed the first 2 showings of the movie, and I was so grateful when you were like, oh, we're bringing it back. I was like, okay, yes, I get a chance. And ladies and gentlemen, I kid you not, every night when the film ended, it was round of applause in the cinemas, people standing, people clapping, because the quality was superb. I mean, it was all locally filmed, you know, in the Caribbean. Our budget is not as big as Hollywood and those other European film production companies. And generally, well, from even in the 90s coming up, the Caribbean has been receptor or receiver of all these film products, and they would come here to just shoot. You know, when you want a Caribbean scene, you find a nice beach and some palm trees, some coconut trees, and a little token Rasta man and some fruits. But now, as time progresses and as technology improves, we in the Caribbean are producing and exporting, I would say, quality film. Even here in St. Kitts Nevis, we had A Rose Between Thorns, which was produced in 2017, and in 2020 they were selected for several film festivals, and that just shows the quality of work that we can do. So now we're here again in 2024 with CSO Operation Power Trip. Guys, I'm just so excited because the movie was so good. Like, it had you on the edge of your seat, and I am one of those people who the main protagonist ends up by default being my favorite character.
Oh,
so no, we got a bad to say. So I am pleased to be in the room with one of my favorite actors, because I mean he did well. But just not to strain and talking, because it's just is there going to be another showing? Is that in the works, or is it possible? Because some people still haven't seen it yet.
We're working on.
I didn't know who was gonna. You wanna answer?
We're working on pay-per-view.
Okay.
So that it's at least more accessible to people who aren't in sync. It's like friends and families in the States, Europe, wherever. So that everybody can watch it. You don't have to worry about like catching it for in the movies. So yeah, we're working on that right now.
Okay, so that's in the works, and I think at the end there was a hint to a sequel or a part 2. It was just a hint. I'm not a part of the team, so I can't give too much about that, but just stay tuned and stay close, because CSO has more work to do because things are happening. Well, yeah, so we'll move on. So Keith Kiwana, a Trimbegonian author who focused on Caribbean and African literature, cinema, film, etc., he said, quote, "The cinema is a powerful medium in the society and as such, also a potentially powerful weapon in the hands of a skillful filmmaker. So I want to hear from you guys, like, what are your thoughts on this statement, and what's the responsibility of the Caribbean filmmaker in their use, in their wielding of this so-called weapon? Naeem, you could go first.
Well, like any art form, you're supposed to tell stories and evoke emotion.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like here in the Caribbean, there's so many stories that are told, but it's through different lenses. We have people in music, a lot of artists, actual like visual painting and stuff. And I don't really see a lot of film works. You know, we see a little show, we see a little short film, like 5 minutes or something, but like theatrics, we have a lot of theater productions that go on. But all I can say is, for me, I really like film that brings real life problems or issues or messages, but can present it through different lenses. And I think that it is important that we don't just, we'll have to sit and receive. We can also create, because I'm not saying we're going to be the only people making films. That isn't going to be the case. But if we have more and more, we could also help the Caribbean cinemas get more, an influx of movies, people come to see it, and a newer generation gets to grow up with movies that they know were shot here, that they could see the people. I feel like that's important for them.
Agreed. Shania, what about you?
And to build on what he's saying, film is a great way to show people a narrative that you have. Like, even something simple as a movie can make you leave the movie thinking, okay, maybe I should go take that job. Maybe I should go back to working on this. Simple thoughts like that can be generated from watching movies. Doesn't even have to be like a serious movie. Just a nice, fun movie. It helps you if you're in a bad mood, you just go, you laugh, you have a good time. And also, I agree, like having children be able to see that, yes, if you want to do this in our country, you can. It's possible. So I also believe it's very inspirational to help generate more local movies filmed locally to help increase that narrative.
Yeah, nice. All right, so we're going to pause for a commercial break right now, and then we'll get right back.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
The old thumbnail.
All right, welcome back, and we are here with two local movie stars, superstars, actors extraordinaire. And we're talking all things film in relation to the Caribbean. And just before the break, we were speaking about how locally produced film helps to give that motivation to the generations to come. Like, we might take it as something simple, but when you see a movie and the actors look like you and they sound like you and their accent is authentic, it's not somebody trying to put on a Kitishan accent or trying to put on a Trinidadian, whatever the country is, it does something for your psyche, because you're like, well, if they reach on the big screen, then I could do it too. And then even on the flip side, where you don't necessarily have to be cast, you don't have to be an actor, there are a lot of behind the scenes roles that these young people did, and I don't think any of you reached 30 yet, no? Right, so it's just so, it's a testament to the word has slipped me, the potential, I suppose, that our young people have, because none of them old, and they were able to produce a quality, when I say quality, it was a quality film, and with everything being done locally, it was just wonderful. But yes, so we're gonna move on. So how important do you think it is? Well, okay, so you see, this question is kind of linked. because we did say that it helps to motivate them and to give encouragement. But in terms of with it being written by the Caribbean people, because sometimes you can have Caribbean actors, but the story is from Europe or America or overseas. So yes, you can see the actors, but how important is it for it to be written, scripted, thought through by our Caribbean people? Like, does that make a difference, do you think, in the effect that the film would have in the second hour?
I believe it's very important solely because while I was writing it, co-writing it, there's only certain things, unless a location scout came to St. Kitts and looked around, I was like, okay, cool. You know, Timothy Hill, yeah, that would be good to shoot over there. Why? I don't know, it just looks good. Stuff like that, but also with the authentic dialect. You can come to St. Kitts and view it, but then there's certain slang that you have to be here for a while to know and adapt. And it's about what a lot of people really like the fact that the locations, they know where it was shot, even though it's I say fictional universe. When the second one comes out, you'll see there's things, so we can't.
Hint.
It's St. Kitts, but also not the St. Kitts that we know.
Mm-hmm.
But some people go, oh, well, I know there, or when, any little spoilers in a trailer, we were running up Timothy Hill. So some people say, well, not me, because they know how the hill is. Like, there's certain things that you feel more because how real it is and how authentic it is to you. So I feel like that's very important because, let's say I went to Jamaica and I watched a Jamaican-made film. It could be great and I could appreciate it, but I wouldn't really understand certain things. That some people, oh, that back, yeah, that's a good place to do that there, or, but there must have been hot. I know how the road be. It's. I feel like that's very important here for people.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
For me, I think it's very, well, to first say, I believe in taking the opportunity when you have it. So even if you know all you can be is a Caribbean actor in a foreign film and stuff like that, take it. Get your exposure, get your learning different things from a foreign company and all of that. But I do think it's important to have Caribbean actors acting a Caribbean film in a Caribbean location, because it really helps to develop the film industry in general. Mm-hmm. And me personally, I've written one or two scripts when I was younger. And I know, coming from St. Kitts, I would have loved to have my own script playing out with all my people, because when I think of having somebody starring in my movie, I think of local people. And I agree, I would really prefer an authentic accent, not somebody doing some sort of twang. Mm-hmm. Not fully understanding it. And I believe certain jokes and statements come off better when you actually integrate it into the culture, so you know how to utilize them properly. And similar to what Naeem said about when people know, like, the locations, like, wow, I know how difficult it is to do that. So I'm really amazed by it. Whereas some foreigners might be like, okay.
Yeah, they're just running up a little incline.
Mm-hmm. And then when you realize, for example, we use the drone for in the movie. So running up Timothy Hill in the first place, you know you need a drone.
Definitely.
And we don't have like a lot of drones per se, at least in terms of like somebody you can ask to hire a drone. So you know you have to go that extra mile to get certain shots, and when you're able to get those shots and they look good,
May I interject 1 second?
Of course.
Just to shout out the people who, it wasn't even the people, my cousin, it went well. He was just there on the lawn when we were shooting, and he was like, oh God, I was like, we could borrow it for like 10 minutes, and he said, yeah. And Mikron, who's probably watching from Morocco, he was Darius, the dude, the villain who left. Mm-hmm. He helped. He was the one on the camera. He said, okay, so this is how the shotgun look, and then you're going to move the drone here and so on. We ran up that hill 8 times.
Oh, my goodness.
Because we did it. We did it 3 times the day before, where my friend Ray Hammonds, he was just hanging out the side of the car, and we were running along it, side it. I went home, looked at it, and I said,
it could be a little better.
Yeah, everybody's tired. I said, fellas, let's get to running. My doctor, Miss Lawrence, she won't like to hear that. I'm sorry I disobeyed you when you told me no more strenuous activities the night before. I said no problem.
Because
I just no problem. Went in the chat, said guys, 7 a.m. We back in Frigate, but we're running again. And this, it's all about getting the one that works because you can't use all. So running up there 8 times, I was like, this the one, solely because I feel like it makes St. Kitts look bigger. And my gosh, that was tough. But I'm glad that we were able to access that. Sorry for cutting you off. I just wanted to shout out Brandon and so on.
That's all right. That's fine. And as you said, shout out. We have quite a few comments coming in on our social media pages. So there is Pierre who says we're watching superstars in the making. I completely agree. And on Facebook we have Chandra Descent who says she's super proud of you guys and she's sending love from St. Martin. We got some love from the USVI. Nia, someone says that movie was amazing. Full caps, amazing. Keep going. Dele, okay, shout outs to Dele. You guys are doing an amazing job. Always proud of you. Why? I mean, y'all doing big things here,
Thank you.
And this is just the beginning. This is just the tip of the iceberg. And I know there is just so much more in store for film in St. Kitts Nevis when you people are at the helm. We just know that it's going to be great. But I can't even imagine. I can barely run up Timothy Hill once. And this is not a little casual jogging. This is sprinting up to... kudos to y'all and your fitness because I could not have done that.
Don't say that. You never know.
Well, it's true. Okay, so maybe at the end of the year I should be able to do it, but current me, can't.
All right, let's get to it.
You see motivation in all forms. But so with the age of technology and all these streaming platforms available where we can have access to stories from around the world, you can get it from Asia, Europe, India, wherever it is, do you think that with having this wide access, are they doing a good job of, well, let me not say they, let's say we, because we also part of this film thing too, of representing the culture in the film, or is it that the film just mirrors what people expect to see? Like, do you think that there is an authentic representation of culture in film in today's world? Give y'all some time to think. In the meantime, while we're thinking,
No, I have an answer.
You ready? Okay, go ahead.
No, I don't think. I think it just mirrors it. And that's solely because it has to go down not just from the actors or the writer, it's the director themselves, whoever is on the creative team in the back end, because they would know how to feel. It's nothing wrong with trying to experiment with cultures that aren't your own, and you do the the right research and so on to feel.
The due diligence.
There's just certain things you don't know unless you live it. That's just life. So I feel like when I watch Caribbean movies, Lord, sometimes it's just like, okay, is it that hard to get someone to do an actual accent? Because in F1, which I didn't watch in full, there's a Bayesian lady, and it wasn't, oh, this is an actress playing, oh no, so this is a actual Bayesian. I listened to it, I said, hold on, yeah, she couldn't let the accent slip. So it's interesting there because, mind you, the movie didn't have any call for it, but it's like, oh, that's cool because I was born in Barbados. It's like I could tell she's authentic. And then in other forms of media, not just film, like video games and television shows, when they bring in some actor and they're like, oh, the character from Guyana, I mean, like, you know.
Which Guyana he come from?
Yeah. I was gonna say a word, but I was like, should I censor it? It's a curse word to people, but I was like, it's the D word. So you know Dashwell, the hen.
Yeah, that's good. That's
I
good.
didn't know if I could say it.
That.
I was like, Pana ain't from Guyana. I don't know what they're talking about. Like, why? Is it hard? Is it really hard to just go out and say, hey, let's shoot here, let's get the people here, let's just get one person? No, I guess it's easier to just, I could try a little accent. It sounds like it, so it mirrors it, but it's never fully there. Even the Bob Marley film that came out, I know the actor, he does good things. I don't think his accent was good, but hey, I ain't Jamaican, so, but I heard mixed things on it, but I'll let Shernia continue.
I agree. I don't think I've personally seen enough films that actually seem like they went out of their way to at least go to the island and just see how their culture is when they're planning to use it in their movie. And even simple things like you said, like the person just happens to be Bayesian and they have a legitimate Bayesian accent because they're Bayesian.
Mm-hmm.
I really like things like that. I mean, I may not necessarily know whether or not the accent is as accurate because I'm not familiar with all accents, but I really do appreciate when they do small things like that. And even in, like, I think in Medea's recent movie, I think they went to the Bahamas.
Okay.
I'm not too sure, but I think they actually went to the Bahamas, so you can hear, like, the staff speaking with an accent. So I'm here like, yes, they went to the Bahamas. I don't want to hear an American accent.
Trying to, yeah.
So I really like when they do stuff like that, and it's really like, okay, wow. You mean to tell me somebody from my country actually starred in this movie, whether it's a big role or small role? So I can do that too. So that all helps in generating the possibility of what you would want to do in life and letting you know it's possible if you want to. But I do think that we all need to work on integrating more authentic cultural themes in movies and I believe when you do that, you make the movie even better. So I would really look forward to more integration of that.
Nice, yeah. I remember the conversation around the Bob Marley film because I equally was slightly outraged, and I'm just like, well, I am not a movie producer. I don't know why they choose this man, but I could count on my hand however many Caribbean people look like Bob Marley and can sound like Bob Marley, and who look like Rita and can sound like Rita. But I mean, I don't know the intricacies of how they plan their thing, but to the wider world of film, we are advocating for our Caribbean people. Please use us. We are good at what we do. Yes, I see another comment here coming in on our YouTube from Brianna Stanford. She says, just, keep up the great work. And she's excited to see what y'all have coming next. So you see, there's already anticipation for what is coming next. But just to pick your brains a bit. I'm trying to figure out how to word this in the best way. All right, so you have already accomplished your first blockbuster film, right? Now, if there were an opportunity for you to play a role in like the larger world of cinema, so outside of the Caribbean, like, is there a specific role that you would want to play? Would you want to stay as an actor, an actress, or is there a particular, I'm repeating myself, but yeah, is there a particular role that you would want to play?
Me personally, yes, for sure. I've always wanted to play a villain. That's for sure. I want to play a hero. I want to star in, not exactly a rom-com, but some form of romantic movie. I want to star in an action movie, get like a trainer and everything, and I'm doing
them high kicks and
I want to do stuff like that in any movie, whether it's locally made or foreign. I like that type of stuff. So yeah, if the opportunity presents itself, I would like to take it.
Okay, Naeem?
Of course, there's certain films. Man, never count me out. You should never count yourself out. There's certain characters I'll be like, man, I would love to be that dude. But I would like to be an actor or director or writer in anything, working with a bigger crew and people learning. The genres, no, I'm open to anything. Maybe not horror so much, but if they put me in horror, it'll be authentic. They just don't have to tell me I'm about to get scared.
You're screaming all over the place.
And then this guy give me the rating because I don't want to say something, and they said, nah, come on, it's a PG movie,
We got children in the room.
So, but I would really like to try branch out in different genres. Same thing with here. CSO shouldn't be the end of it. So we already said CSO 2, may want to say, but I have a bunch of other. I write too much. She could.
I don't think it's too much. It's just that you have now a wider portfolio to choose from.
Yeah,
so,
tell her that.
So you write. Let's say you write a lot.
I write a lot. Sometimes to my detriment, like because I've been, oh yeah, working on this next story. You didn't finish that one. Oh, too bad. but I want to try my hand in different genres as well. CSO's action. I want the second one to be more adventurous. And when you get to another question, I'm driving to that. But the different genres and pieces and types of work, I feel like can bring out different aspects of you. As we acted in New Age, I usually act as a very dramatic person in the sense of I haven't had a comedic role or anything. I've had jokes, but like my characters are mainly very, very serious. So I would like to see my skill or range or test in any different areas.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. So we will pause here to take a commercial break. Be right back.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back and we are here with Shernia Henry and Naeem Richardson, who were both cast and crew in the recently locally produced film CSO Operation Power Trip. And they shared earlier that soon enough you'll be able to see it on pay-per-view. So if you missed out, just be patient and soon enough you'll get to watch it on your own time. But it has been a wonderful discussion so far. I'm just so excited. Well, I used to watch a lot of movies and then not so much, but no, I'm excited to get back into this whole binge watching. Like if y'all had a series, I'm right there.
Okay, no, just wait.
Okay, all right, I'm waiting patiently. Well, yeah, so as we continue our conversation, so we share with our guests from time to time that Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie warns that if we only hear a single story about a person or a country, we risk misunderstanding and oversimplifying their experiences. So I want to hear your thoughts on what she terms as the danger of a single story. Want to go first?
I think, well, I'm interpreting it as, for example, maybe you do a film. For example, I think it's common in American films, and you're showcasing a gang story. Like, it could even be something simple as maybe you're trying to showcase a young man trying to get out of the gang scene, which is fine. You're trying to at least show people that maybe, if you can, try to get out of that scene, but then you kind of portraying this thought that the gang scene is like all the culture is about in that country. So I think she means that, okay, you want to share this story, so then also share something more hopeful. It could just be some silly story. It could just be a story about that showcases a lot of scenes in the country in a way, or even something more positive, like maybe how your country gained independence, about your national heroes, about people who contribute to your country, things that also shed light on the positive things, not just on the negative things. That way people don't get this certain idea about your country, because as we said earlier, film does help to contribute to the overall narrative of something.
Yeah. Okay.
And to add, I agree with the statement. It could bring in some generalization. It's also, depending on how popular it is, I don't know when or where it came from, that if you shoot in Mexico, we need to have a yellow filter on everything. And it also presents the question, when people ask if there's original ideas anymore. Yes and no, because everything kind of has been done. It's how you do it. So that's what Shernia was saying. Well, I would interpret it like that, because if we go to the gang story and so on again, yeah, you could show the simple things, the most basic, the most general knowledge, or you could find a way to put your own spin on it, or realistic take that most people wouldn't have seen, and that way it stands out by itself. Because when you adapt cultures in certain ways, that's where you get stereotypes and all those things. You don't really know. The two of us are really into anime, and earlier adaptations of not like live action anime or any movie is like, oh, they go to an anime world. They draw them a very specific way, and it's like, okay, so now these shows are shown to the bigger audience. So a lot of people who will never watch anime, they get the idea that, oh, this is how it looks like, this is what it is, when it's more like barely scratching the surface. So I feel like it's important to have a lot the diversification of media to help spread vast knowledge on the different areas and topics.
And yeah, it's important because most of the stuff that we learn about other countries is from things that we see. Like hardly any, well, unless it's for like academic purposes, people hardly do research on other countries or cultures or traditions. So it's pretty much what we're fed through mainstream media, social media, and that sort of thing. So yeah, it's true. We have to diversify. I like the word that you use. The narrative and the storyline of what people will expect to see. Because, for example, someone who has never heard about the Caribbean and all they have in their mind is, okay, beautiful beaches and you're sitting down under a coconut tree and you're eating some roast breadfruit or whatever. But not saying that that is not a part of the Caribbean, because it is. But there is just so much more that we can access. There's so much more that we can learn, even in languages. Because, like, for example, someone who was born and raised in the Bastille area will speak differently from someone who was born and raised in Sandy Point, in Diet Bay, etc. So when people come and they're like, oh, but you sound different. Are you from here? Like, yes, I am, but I just lived in a different part of the island. So it really helps to educate the viewers and other persons so that, okay, when they visit somewhere, they know what to expect. So they won't be surprised when, for example, in Jamaica, you have Indians, you have Asians, you have people who were born here. Like if they're speaking to you, they have a Jamaican accent, but you're looking at a Chinese man and you're like, how is that possible? So I remember a friend of mine shared an interaction that she had where she's Asian, white skin, straight hair, full Asian, but she has like deep accent, and she went somewhere and someone accused her of pretending to be Jamaican, and she's like, what do you mean? She said, no, you can't be Jamaican. Look how you look, and you got your small eyes and your this and that. And she's like, and then of course you have to go into that whole tangent of explaining how is it that we have these different people in our islands, because as much as colonialism was sad and evil, that's how we end up with so many different people in the Caribbean. So the Caribbean is not only dark skin, natural hair or locks or whatever. We are diverse in our islands, and every single island has its different peculiarities, but if we do not showcase it, then the world will not know. So it really is important for us to get that word out. And as we talk about that, so there is the idea of a Caribbean film. Now, for some people, a Caribbean film is just a film that was shot in the Caribbean. For some people, it's a film that can be shot wherever, but it was written by a Caribbean writer. It has Caribbean actors. So what in your mind is a Caribbean film? Start with showing you.
For me, when I hear something Caribbean film, Indian film, stuff like that, I need to see some sort of element related to the term being used. So even if it means you just need to add something like, there's a joke about a drink in your country, and you just add that in, I feel like if you say Caribbean, it needs something that really showcases, okay, this is why it's called a Caribbean film. Mm-hmm. So not necessarily just because the people making it are Caribbean or because the actors are in it. Well, for me, if it's shot in the Caribbean, it's a Caribbean film. Like it's mainly not like Pirates of the Caribbean.
So why you discounting Pirates of the Caribbean?
Well, like I think Rihanna was in Pirates of the Caribbean, right?
Yeah.
So you add in some elements. You need to add an element into the film in order for me to consider it, okay, a Caribbean film.
Okay.
If it's the actors in there, they need to have a Caribbean accent. Wherever country they come from, they need to be using their natural accent. Stuff like that. You can't just shoot it in a location and say, okay, it's a Caribbean film because we shot it on a beach in Jamaica. Mm-hmm. Stuff like that. No, that doesn't qualify as a Caribbean film to me. When I start to see certain elements in it, then I'll qualify it as one.
Okay. All right.
She just said everything I was gonna say, so I don't have much to add there. But like I said, it's the authenticity of it. There's I could see it so as an example. It's a movie that was shot in the Caribbean. Is it a Caribbean film? That's up to y'all to determine. I don't think we did a good enough job and highlighting St. Kitts as much, Like the flag ain't even in the movie. But
I didn't notice that until you said that just now.
I didn't notice that, and I was filming it. So, but it's, as she said, you bring in the local actors, actresses. You get shots. Like some people go, oh, this film was shot in St. Kitts. It's a beach. Ain't no beach that. Like, you could go by the clock. You could go by the square. Go by a landmark or at least something. Bring it in. I strongly dislike when movies are shot here and they're like, oh, this guy is from the Caribbean. And I'm not saying people of different races don't live here. That's not the truth. But it's like when we have the actual Caribbean actors and so on, the actors, they're more extras. They're just in the background. They're just there.
So they're more of a supporting role, or the people in the crowd who just... Yeah,
and I'm like, how hard was it? If they can't act, let them come on the screen at least. They had a movie that was shot here, and it was in Nevis, and they were talking about how it's great for the locals and all that, and everybody in Nevis was hyping it up. And then I looked at it, and I said, well, if you're all happy, that's what matters. I would be highly irritated, because, it was shot in Nevis with no divisions, and the most Nevision representation is Server 1 in the background, or Black Lady on Beach 2. Like what? Like, what are we doing? It's not difficult. It's a choice. It's all down to the creative team, so you can really see where their hat lies in that one.
Also, I think I want to highlight that there might be a difference. Like, for example, there's a Caribbean film, and then there's Caribbean filmmakers.
All right.
So you can be a Caribbean filmmaker. You're from wherever in the Caribbean, and you're producing movies. Yeah. But the Caribbean film, as in, it's the actual movie. So I think it has to have more elements from the Caribbean. Even if there's a shot from a different country for whatever purpose for the plot, that's fine. But you have to showcase, yes, including Caribbean culture. We included a little bit more than just a beach in the movie. Something that showcases, yes, this was actually a Caribbean film. You don't have to think about it or reason it. You can just look at it and say, this was a Caribbean film. So I think it's more of a distinction between what element of the whole movie is of a Caribbean origin. Yeah.
And then if you frame the shot in a particular way, all the beaches look the same. I mean, the hue of the sand might be slightly different. Some places have that mixed sand that has the black and the white and the white. But if it's just sand and coastline and horizon, they all look the same. So it is really, really important to have those elements of representation, of authenticity. Naeem, somebody on YouTube is asking when the Gangman spin-off is coming.
On the way. Don't worry. We done start filming.
Okay, all right. So filming has begun. There is progress. The Gangmans are coming. Ladies and gentlemen, we do not promote violence. It is for entertainment purposes only. I must put that out there. We're not promoting violence. It's for entertainment. And no humans or animals or children will be harmed in the making of said film, right?
Yeah, right. Animals and children. Hey, I get harmed, so I don't know what to, I can't say no more.
Well, detrimental harm.
Yeah, but, you take the good with the CSO is made out of actual blood, sweat, and some tears, so...
So y'all do use that, the ketchup water thing that people...
Oh, no, ketchup water. Nah, you had to spit that out. I was not putting ketchup water in my water spit out. There is a scene at the very end, an action scene. I did have real blood on my face for a point because I did cut open my hand. That last day, speed run it, I popped my first tire coming in. Then we had to replace it. I cut my hand open on that. Then after replacing it, we went up to shoot something. Then I had to go somewhere else, come back. 2 cameras died, 3 lights died. The biggest light we had died. So we went back, and then we got the camera back up. Phone went out of storage. Microphone was giving issues with the thing. Then I hurt Javid, co-creator, co-star Eddie. I hurt him. He hurt me. And we had a lot of accidents. We had if you read the script and then watch the film, you're like, oh, they cut this down significantly. Yeah, we didn't have time. And we didn't even realize we were going into like 1 a.m. Finally finished, came back down, apparently it wasn't just one Toyota Pop, it was two.
Wow.
So that was fun. But like I said, we used everything we had to get it done. When I have more time, I would like to give everybody their flowers, because really and truly, some people go, "Oh, it's your movie," or "You made it." No, it was a we thing. I really couldn't have done any of it without every single person involved.
Well, you have the
Shania
mic
knows
now,
that.
so give them the
Okay.
flowers now. You go right ahead.
So I'll just say, I ain't got to say me. Javid Allen, Eddie, he's like a brother to me in real life. Wow. We've known each other since we were 4. Sorry, I can't fix my voice right now, so this is how it sounds. And we've always been working creatively with each other, always. So hitting him up, I could find the exact date. It was just, you think we can make a web series? Yeah. You want to do it? Yeah. And that's it. It's a very anticlimactic thing, but that's what happened. And 7-hour call later, with Mikron Stevens, like I said before, Darius, big help. Even when he went to Morocco, he was still helping as much as possible. Radhamis Warner, who played Drake, who's always been there. Ain't gonna spoil that. I have an issue with him, as in every play or thing I've put in for him, something happens to him, and I said, you know what? It won't happen this time. So, Radhamis Warner, Omar Leibert, who played the twins, and had a lot of people actually confused that if he had a twin. That was very funny. Shout out to him. He was there every day we had filming. Even if he wasn't a part of it, he was there just helping. So, almost done. Shania Henry. I was going to get to you. Cynthia, she did a lot of work outside of just, filming the EPK. Thank you for being there the late hours and helping me in stuff I don't understand at all.
You're welcome.
Like numbers. But she, great Pat. Anthony Jeetlal, film was there. Isaac, the guy with the car, if you don't remember the names of those who watched it, thank you for being a part of it. And then the small crew that we have, Devon Paul, Malando Osborne, Amelia Kumar, all of y'all, big thanks. I think I didn't miss anybody. I didn't miss anybody, right? Oh, Dylan Brown, Valdidra, Lindsay, Danielle Brown. Thank to every single person who's worked on it, even if you came in for 1 second, 2 seconds. Anybody who held a camera, anybody who held a microphone, I made sure your name was in the credits, because if you were there just for one day, it didn't matter. We wouldn't have gotten here without you. So thank you.
All the artists who contributed to this song.
Oh yeah,
It's a collaborative thank you right now. So
Yeah.
Shania is jumping in.
Shout out my boy Vidal Astro VL for letting us use Young Pace. When the scene was made, that was the song in mind. So reaching out to him, and he was like, "Oh yeah, for sure." And I'm really happy that he liked it. All the other soundtracks, and once shouting up 6 songs feels weird because I'm the leader of 6 songs. So, but thank you for everyone in the group who helped make songs for the movie, because it's expensive to pay people, and we didn't really have a budget. So all the songs in the movie were made by us. Nice. So thank you all. And I think I hit everybody.
And thank you, Lord.
Oh, yes.
For helping everything.
Yes, the most important
With
one.
everything, thank you.
Amen. All right, we are just about done with our first hour. Someone says, big up Port Zante Security.
Yeah, you can. Big them up.
And there is a question on our YouTube page. So this question goes to both of you. I know, Naeem, you did a little talking, so we'll let you rest a little bit. But the question is, how did you feel at the start of the first premiere and when the credits rolled at the end? How was that emotionally?
Oh, the start of the first... At the start, I was very stressed, trying to make everything happen, making sure, the tickets going in smoothly, everything's going in smoothly, people got the tickets. Okay, a lot of people, it's still in the line. Can we delay the movie just a little bit before we start it? Also making sure, because we don't have a lot of men, a lot of people to work with in terms of assigning them different roles. So I'm here like, okay, you handle that. Okay, I'm going to take some few pictures right here. Okay, remember this person. You need to introduce yourself to this person. A lot of running around was happening. And for the first premiere, I didn't necessarily have a proper sit down watching the movie because I was busy doing a lot of things. And some of the other cast and crew were too. But once I finally saw those credits roll, I was like, okay, great. This was amazing. People watched the movie, people laughed, people cussed, people clapped at the end. I got a really nice picture of the crowd towards the end. Naim was able to do his speech. Great. Finally, everything I've been working on for the past 3 years came to a close. And then I had to do it again the next night.
Wash, rinse, repeat. So was the next night any easier?
It was easier because at least I was more familiar with some kinks that I needed to work out. And at first, it wasn't sold out as yet. I think it sold out like 8 in the morning the day of. So it wasn't sold out. So I was like, okay, I got some time to work with a few things. And it got sold out. So I was like, oh, okay, let me just speed up a few things. And I was very ecstatic, actually. I was like, wow, we sold out again. And then we sold out again the next week. And I was like, I was really excited. And then I think for that one is when I was actually finally able to sit down a bit and then watch the movie, because I watched the movie before, but in terms of actually sitting down, I have my popcorn, hot dog. I'm watching the movie.
So you could enjoy the experience.
I hearing everybody comments every now and then. I'm here like, yeah, great, you got that one. So it was a really nice experience being with everybody, watching the movie, and also actually sitting down and actually taking in the movie at the same time. I really enjoyed that.
Nice.
Just so I could keep it brief, it don't feel real. To this day, it doesn't feel real, because when it ended, I was like, oh yeah, it ended. I did not expect people to cheer or clap at all. I was like, oh yeah, mine was a first night thing. Second, third, fourth. It was like, what? I didn't clap at the end of my movie when I did it. So when I was watching it, I just remember going, oh, that was nice. And I've watched this movie over 100 times. So I guess my brain is tired of it, but it's just unbelievable. I remember Sugar Bowl going on the air to tell people, yo, you gotta buy your tickets, and then he here on the air right after he said, I'm being told to stop telling people that because they just sell out. Like the messages going between me, her, and the rest of the group, it was, okay, we got like 10 tickets left. Okay, we got 3. Okay, we're done. And they're like, what do you mean we done? I said, I was like, oh, Mick, you got a sold out poster? He said, what do you mean? I was walking on it. I said, yeah, dog, I need it now because it doesn't sell out. And then the next week, it was like, do you think we'll sell out again? We'll see. Yeah, dog, I need that poster. it was like, what's going on? Even standing outside the cinema, because shout out to Caribbean Cinema St. Kitts, everybody, yes. the people who helped us, who stayed there, doing more than what they were required to do to make sure this got to work. Shout out my sister as well for helping me. She helped do my hair, and she played a hostage in the movie for 1.5 seconds. So I have to shout her out. But you're standing outside and people passing, and then they go, "Oh, what movie that? Why you got a shirt for the movie there?" I was like, that's me on the poster. Wait, what? Oh, for real? That's great. And then some people coming out like, Lord, man, it's great. I don't know how them other actors be taking all them pictures, but I was just like, wow, everybody want a picture, huh? I was, because I was like, I want to, certain people who I knew wanted to see me. I didn't know I had people line. It doesn't feel right to have people lining up. The life of a celebrity. But it just having kids, like little children walking up to me and calling me Jason, and I'll be like, that's not my name. And I was like, no, it's Jason. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'm Jason today. And then they want, can we get a picture? It's like, what? Why? How old are you be? You both 6? Who tell you come here? But when you're watching, like, you're 6 and you're saying CSO is ridiculous. And even the mere fact that the movie where they put the poster, it was next to Superman. And it's like, what? My face and my name is next to Superman. Yes. It didn't feel. It still doesn't feel real. So I can't describe it at all.
All right. Well, we'll pause for a commercial break.
Found the sound 98.9
All right, everyone, welcome back to Creative Voices. And in studio, we have Sharnia Henry and Naeem Richardson. And we've been having a wonderful conversation talking about film and, in particular, CSO, Operation Power Trip, which they were both cast and crew. And we've been getting some good questions from our YouTube and our Facebook pages. And in this second hour, yes, so let's continue our conversation. There was a comment. Okay, so Abigail on YouTube says she's proud of you guys and she sends much love. There is
You can skip that one.
Ladies and gentlemen, there was a very controversial something posted, and by Naeem's request, I've been...
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is Win FM.
Let's have some fun, this beat is sick. I wanna take a ride on your disco stick. Let's have some fun, this beat is sick. I wanna take a ride on your disco stick. I wanna kiss you, but if I do, then I might miss you, babe. It's complicated and stupid. Got my ass squeezed by sexy Cupid. Guess he wants to play, wants to play. I love game, I love game. Hold me and love me. Just wanna touch you for a minute. Maybe 3 seconds is enough for my heart to quit. Let's have some fun, this beat is sick. I wanna take a ride on your disco stick. Don't think too much, just bust that kick. I wanna take a ride on your disco stick. Let's play it out game, play it out game. Do you want love or you want fame? Or you win that game? Down the love game. Let's play a love game, play a love game. Do you want love or you want fame? Or you win the game? Down the love game. I'm on a mission, and it involves some heavy touching, yeah. You've indicated your interest, I'm educated in sex, yes. And now I want it bad, want it bad. I love game, I love game. Hold me and love me, just wanna touch you for a minute. Maybe 3 seconds is enough for my heart to quit. Let's have some fun, this beat is sick. I wanna take a ride on your disco stick. Don't think too much, just bust that kick. I wanna take a ride on your disco stick. Let's play a love game, play a love game. Do you want love or you want fame? Or you win the game? Down the love game. Let's play a love game, play a love game. Do you want love or you want fame? Or you win the game? Down the love game. I can see you staring there from across the block with a smile on your mouth and your hand on your heart. The story of us, it always starts the same with a boy and a girl and a hug and a game. And a game. And a game. And a game. I love game. Let's play a love game, play a love game. Do you want love or you want fame? Or you win the game? Down the love game. Let's play a love game, play a love game. Do you want love or you want fame? Or you win the game? Down the love game. Let's play a love game, play a love game. Do you want love or you want fame? Or you win the game? Some fun, this beat is down the love. I wanna take a ride on the disco. Let's play a love game, play a love game. Do you want love or you want fame? Or you win the game? Don't think too much, just bust that down the love. I wanna take a ride on your disco stick. Down the love game.
Do you want to know what's happening in sport? tune into On the Ball, a weekly talk show which is on WinFM 98.9 every Tuesday from 7 to 9 p.m. with me, your host, Troy Biff Mills. We will keep you on the ball with our variety of guests and, of course, your calls, discussing the facts and the stats and sharing your opinions. Get on the ball and stay on the ball by tuning into On the Ball with Troy Biff Mills on WinFM 98.9 every Tuesday night from 7 to 9 p.m. and also on Facebook and YouTube. Be on the ball. You're listening to WinFM 98.9, broadcasting from the Sands Complex here in Bastille St. Kitts, and we are bringing to you Creative Voices. It is actually it was previously aired, and we will now continue with that. And we thank you for joining and listening, and we appreciate that you're here with us listening. So let us get back to Creative Voices here on WinFM 98.9.
These days, we gon' hook it up, probably talk on the phone, but see.
Because it was about losing my child. There was lots of stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it was Fireflies Recital, right? Yeah, I think it was Fireflies Recital. I had to do something really emotional, so I was like, let me just create that headspace. And then even before the curtains open and I went on stage, I was like, how do I make myself cry right now? So that the whole heaving and gasping thing is like a whole lot more genuine. So at least for my more emotional roles, I try to actually become emotional in the moment. So I think that's the only thing for me.
Mm-hmm. So did you have to, so you pretty much like thought of something that made you very sad and you were actually genuinely crying, or wow.
Yeah.
That's deep.
Yeah.
You have to embody the whole being of the character, no?
Yeah, so all that, any trembling or stuttering you saw in it, that was genuine.
Wow.
And then after I come off stage, I have to be like,
To get your composure.
yeah, okay, that's over now.
Wow.
With me, it's not weird. I've done it all the time. Like with action scenes, I just be listening a song like he doesn't have, and I'll be like, boy, and if Javid was here, he would testify. Like, it don't matter where I be in the shower, running in the gym, then he just get like a 1 minute voice note. I said, so this what's gonna happen, right? So they gonna do this and do this, and he said, man, what are you thinking about? Oh, what's this in music? So if I'm home, I would act out the scene myself, like I throwing myself around the room and flipping on the bed and all that. I don't know if is that weird? I don't think that's that weird. But I do it for everything. Like every single piece of thing I've written, I put myself in each character's things, and I do get a little excited when the ideas start coming together and so on. So that's all I have.
Nice. There's a question here. Someone is asking if there'll be auditions for the sequel, if they wish to join the entourage, I guess.
Yeah, there will be. The second one has to be bigger, better in every way. So there will be certain roles I'd like people to. I don't want to do it. A lot of the gang men in the movie were just us, dressed up, and I voiced all except one. Like so, I would like to have more help in that aspect. So there will be roles, not just background roles. There are new characters who I want to introduce, who I will have auditions. I have people in mind, but if they can't work, then it'll switch up. So, for example, Daniel Brown, who played one of the directors at the end, he wasn't in mind. It was Zende Richards instead, but Zende had to go somewhere. So I was like, oh, shoot, I wrote this for 3 people. Well, when Chernia filmed it, I wrote it for 5 people, and then I cut it down. So I was like, man, let me see what happened. Then Daniel, his brother Dylan, who played the director, he was getting ready, and then I was like, what are you doing? I said, you busy? And he said, no. I said, you could, like, learn this in, like, an hour? Okay, sure. And then he just came, and then he did it. So there could be spontaneous moments like that, but it's always good to have a backup. I am interested in working with other people. So, yes, I will we'll make a post, an announcement when I'm hosting auditions, so you'll know.
All right, so there you have it. Stay tuned for when auditions are posted. So if you're out there and you think you have what it takes to be a Caribbean special operative in the sequel, so they will have their posts up. O'Neill says for part 2 they want tanks on 4th Street. Like those big kind of.
We can see what happening.
And on that note, we'll pause.
Is 98.9. 98.9 is Win FM.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Creative Voices, and maybe boys and girls too. I don't know, school is on holiday, so maybe some children are watching. And Naeem has been trying to censor his voice for the kids, so let's say good morning to the children as well.
Good morning.
But it has been a wonderful time so far here in the studio, chatting about all things creative in relation to film and film in the Caribbean, and I am in the presence of 2 wonderful movie stars, and there will be more coming because we just heard that auditions will be held in some part of the future, if necessary, I suppose. But yeah, so lots of good things are happening in the world of film, and even more specifically here in St. Kitts Nevis, they produced a quality blockbuster that sold out every night that it was aired. It was 4 nights, and the cinema was full all the nights. I can vouch for the one night that I was there, but I saw photos of the packed crowd, and they got some real good reviews. The Governor General said good things about it. He mentioned Sugar Bowl, Miss Nero, Jennifer Nero, and these people were not paid to give their reviews. They were genuine.
We couldn't pay them if we wanted.
Because they had no budget. The budget done used up a long time. But yeah, so in short order, it will be available for pay-per-view. So if you missed it, just stay tuned to their social media pages, and you will see when that has been sorted, so you can watch it in the comfort of your home. So yeah, we have a caller. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Hi, yes, you're live. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I'm Chandre calling from St. Martin. I am one of Naeem's favorite cousins.
All right.
Yes. And we all miss you, man. And we're watching it live right now. We love it. You're doing good.
Thanks. Thank you. Yeah, don't get in trouble now with the work phone, eh?
Don't get in trouble with that. I got you. My question is, this movie is made in St. Kitts, and I'm from St. Martin. I was wondering if you guys would like to make a movie down here.
Sure. A whole film, that is up in the air. But like, if I have the opportunity to go to another island and shoot for something, I would most definitely go there.
Okay. Just wanted to know that, because I miss you, man.
I miss
He
you
looking
too.
excuse to see his cousin. Come do a movie down here. All right. Well, thank you, Chandre. Thank you so much for that call. Thank you for the words of encouragement. And who knows, maybe part 3 will be shot in St. Martin. Maybe, we don't know. We don't know what the future holds. And Chandre, get your St. Martin people together. I am speaking on behalf of myself. I have nothing to do with the production. So if it is to be, it will. But yeah, that's great. We can have some regional operatives. I'm so excited, right? But we'll leave that to the writers and the directors, and we'll see what the future holds. Now, generally, creative people are known to be good at problem solving. So I want to hear from you guys. In an ideal world, what would be a solution that you'd want to implement in, let's say, our country, in your community, or the wider region? Like, if there is a problem that you see, like, what solution would you put towards that? And it doesn't have to be specifically towards film, but just in general.
Repeat it?
All right, so the premise is that creative people are normally good at problem solving.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so what problem do you see in your current community, in the country, in the region, and what would you do to solve it, or what suggestion would you have to solve it?
Oh.
Yeah.
I will say that I think we need a major update on our technology for things. Like, there's so many things, so many systems in place that we have that's been there since we got independence.
Mm-hmm.
And to just make things more efficient, I think we need to work on trying to get those systems updated, getting more websites up to access certain information, not necessarily for the public, but also for workers, so that they don't have to worry about getting a certain file from a business. They can just access a site and with the necessary credentials, and then have that easily accessible. And also, because I'm really into the health field, I really think we need a better health system, in the sense that we don't want to have to worry that if something happens to us, we have to travel to a different country, whether it's a different Caribbean country or a different, or up to the States, Europe, just to get certain procedures that should be standard done in our own country, and just get more updates for our clinics, try to encourage and create things that would make our local people want to study more in the health field, to get education and want to come back and help contribute to the development of our health system. So like upgrading the hospital, upgrading the clinics, and trying to get more than just the few doctors that we have, because almost everybody has the same doctor. So we need more personnel in our country, and as well as, I'm not too sure how, I'm not too sure what's needed to be done per se, but I think the idea is to have a more well-developed standard health system in our country, especially not even just our general hospital in St. George, but also in the hospitals and clinics throughout our country. Yeah.
As for me, I'm really into creativity, and I guess it's on topic. I would say we have to provide a lot more support to those people, not just based on who they are by name. A lot of it is who you know and who you're friends with, who you're good with, or who you're for. And when you have to go through all those things, it becomes very difficult. Yes, word of mouth is whatever. Like when I was making this, nobody, unless I said who my parents were or something, because everybody know everybody, then it wouldn't work. But that, you don't do that, because it feels like you limit a lot of people, and they feel like, oh, they need to connect with so on, so on, and so. And another thing, I feel like it blends. No, I'm not. It's not a curse word. This it's a. I feel that we need to adapt better to stop accepting a lot of mediocrity, and I don't mean mediocrity in a bad way, but I mean things that we know can be better. Because a lot of things are saying it's great because it was shot here, it was done here. It's because it's locally made, so it's good for that. I feel like we need to stop just doing that, saying it is good for a local thing, because in my mind that isn't an achievement, because it should be good regardless of what it is. And from what I've seen and from how I know some people operate, they go, oh, it was good for local, they repeat it. And then they get the same thing, and then it's repeated over and over. So a lot of people who want to branch out or want to get into those things feel like they shouldn't step over that boundary because they're too afraid of how it will be accepted. So it's just a public thing of, let's allow minds to speak. If it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. But at the same time, we should be able to encourage the different voices to be told. I don't, like, let's say I only do action films, so CSO only does that, and someone else watches it and they want to make romance or comedy or horror or something. They don't want to just go, well, I have to copy what CSO did. No, I want people to be inspired and not afraid to go out and just make a good local production. I want them to make something good first. And it's on the public now to allow the public and the people allow themselves to be critiqued or get critiques, because it's I think that's an issue I have, where a lot of things is like, oh well, it's good for now, if it ain't broke don't fix it, but we have to improve somewhere, some shape or form.
And I would just like to add a little bit more on what I said. I think kind of also what Naeem was saying, I think we need to generate a more proper support system, whether it's stuff like film or business, health, any other services that we have. Like, for example, we should try to create a better program of, okay, we know based off of high school students, these are the subjects they tend to take, whether it's business, sciences, whatever. We need to get a proper program that's like, okay, you want to do this, you want to become this, so we're going to set up a program. You go to CFPC, or we just, for example, like their partnership with Taiwan. Okay, you go there, you get your education, you come back, we have a system in place to get you placed in a job to help, because a lot of issues that we have is that we go away to study and then we can't really find a job back in our own country, hence why a lot of people tend to stay overseas. So you have to try and create a better opportunity for our locals to progress in their education and still have a program to come back to help integrate themselves into our local systems, and also have a little bit more public events to, like, I don't want to say, like, an example is like a film festival. So something that's just, okay, we know we have a group of creatives, so let's create once a year a nice, big, properly laid out festival where people can showcase their arts, they can showcase their movies, their singing, stuff like that. A nice, big, properly set out, properly planned, something like that, and you can apply that same thing to different aspects, different industries. So if you're into business, you know, okay, there's this big conference that we have each year where we can go, we try to make connections. The health field, you could find out, okay, I realize we lack in these jobs or these equipment, and you try to create partnerships with somebody, stuff like that.
Yeah. Makes sense, okay. I was taking notes, like, yeah, and I think now we are, as a country, we are at a position where, like, is prime time to get those stuff done. We have some fairly young people in government, and they have good ideas, and the sooner we transition into these things, the better it will be for our people. Because as you said, Sharon, when people go away to study, okay, some people might get the scholarship, so that's covered, but a lot of persons, they have to save all this money to go, first of all, airfare, and then there's tuition, there's books, there's housing, there's a lot of expenses. And if at the end of that, you're not able to be in a financial position, some people have student loans that they have to repay, and if you can't find a job here, then you'd have to get it elsewhere, because of course the loan is still there, you still have that responsibility. But then people on the other one will be like, oh, they're always leaving and they don't come back, and they need to come back, and why they're not coming back. And not saying that there aren't some who return, but it has to be worthwhile. It has to make financial sense, because nobody goes to learn something to just have it in the pocket to say, well, okay, I know how to do this, and that's it. There is a reason for going to study. There is an aim that you want. Okay, I want to be a doctor of this. I want to be a CEO of a company, whatever it is. So yeah, it really has to make financial sense for the young people to come back, because okay, yes, you want to give back to your country, and yes, you're patriotic and you want to support the local people and give back to the land that raised you and made you who you are. But if you can't afford to do it, then it's just sad that that's why the majority they will come back for vacation and for Christmas and birthday and whatever the occasion. But it really needs to be worthwhile for them to return. But yeah, that's a really good point. Really good point. Yeah, so let me repeat the phone lines if there's anyone who wishes to call in. So if you're here in the Federation, it's 466-0989. That's 466-0989. And for our overseas viewers and listeners, it's 718-285-6984. 285-6984. Now, you two have been acting from, I would say, like in your teens, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Okay, so from then until now, what has been, let's say, your greatest achievement, or that moment where you had to like step back and be like, well, excluding the movie, because I know that's on top right now. So like you have to step back and be like, wow, this is actually me. Like, okay, so yeah, we've made CSO, and CSO is like the pinnacle right now. But outside of that, has there been any other sort of moment where you're like, oh my gosh, it's amazing?
I mean, for me, for some of the productions that we put on at the Shadow Great House, I would say some of those, because I usually have to play some sort of emotional role or some kind of, the last one had to play a nosy person, a nosy...
Oh yes, I remember that.
Yeah. So that was also really fun. And then always hearing the feedback from the audience is always great. Like, oh, you enjoyed my character. Yay. And then even like, to correct myself, it wasn't Fireflies, it was City T's Dance Flicks.
Mm-hmm.
Even that, I was like, oh, like people who I don't know are coming up to me like, oh, you did really well. I'm here like, oh, yeah.
Thanks.
Like, I was like really amazed at the response and that type of stuff. It's like, oh, wow, I really just put on something, people watched it, and people enjoyed it to the point that they actually feel like coming up to me and saying you did a good job. Because usually when I dance or I act, stuff like that, I'm like, okay, I just did a job. Moving on. I'm not really thinking about the response. I'm just saying, like, I'm happy I was able to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But actually getting the feedback, for most, I don't really have a specific moment, because each time it's just like, wow, you really enjoyed me. I'm happy because I'm like, okay, you enjoyed the film, but you also specifically enjoyed what I put on for you. Yeah, that's what it would be for me.
Okay.
I'm between two things. There was one play, I don't know if you would have seen, Open Door. It was at Shadwell Great House. That play, I played, that was probably the most emotional role I had to do. I played alongside Javid again, and he was my reflection. And it wasn't the penultimate night, but we had our goal, because we know it was very sad. This sounds so sadistic, but our goal was like, we want people to cry, right? So Javid and I said, yo, if nobody cry, we quit to New Age, and we're walking off. I was being serious. I don't know if he was being serious. I was like, walking out. But that night, I think it was the most emotion we had brought up, because everybody was doing well. We were the last set of the last act for the night, and usually we have this tantrum scene where we fight each other. I throw it on a chair, but I threw the chair this time, and he ducked, and he hit the mirror behind it, and it broke.
Oh.
And
that wasn't part of it.
It wasn't part of it. So my brain was like, oh, he's supposed to go back in the... So I just screamed, and then we did like a minute and a half of improv and so on. And I don't like trying to get myself in very dark places for characters. So I'd be like, man, okay, I could break anytime. So I'm on the edge. But for that, I was more like I need to handle everything well, and it was stressful because everybody's watching on, and I can't break character or nothing. So having to do that for the longest time was very impactful, because people came up. I had to hug people who were crying in the end, and they were like, oh my gosh, you made me feel this. I'm like, no, my character is alive. I mean, my character is dead, but I'm alive, so you don't have to worry about crying and all that. It's okay. But that was a surreal moment throughout my acting career, solely because I did not expect anybody to keep feeling like that in such way. Even with the movie, when people like you yourself calling me your favorite character, it's like, wow, thank you. Yeah, it's nice. And I did another play for CXC Theater Arts where I played a character named as Noah. Same thing happened. People only calls me Noah. People clapped. People cheered. It doesn't ever feel real to get that level of respect when it comes down to it. It's just like, I'm very thankful. And I'm very humbled, but I'm very thankful for you helping me in that way. That's a long-winded answer, but hopefully it satisfies your question.
It does. And we, excuse me, we have Mr. Issa Kamal. He says he remembers that play. with the mirror and everything, and it was intense. So what year was that?
2020?
That's COVID.
Yeah, it was like March. No, it had to be. Was it 2021? Might have been 21, actually. So 2021, I believe. But that was a while ago. I still have the ticket, so I probably should have had it. But yeah.
Nice. Well, you see, we still have an impact even 3 years after, because he sent the applause emoji. So you're getting virtual applauses. But yeah, it is. Excuse me. It is really good when you can evoke that emotion, and even that shows the quality of acting, because okay, well, the mirror broke, which was not a part of the script. So like for me, I'd be like, oh my gosh, I have to buy back this mirror, and you've gone into repair mode, as opposed to people who are professional actors like yourselves, who were like, okay, well, the mirror has broken, let's work with this, let's run this story, let's keep it going.
I did have I'm gonna buy it back. When we had a hug at the end, Javed was like, but what are we gonna do? I whispered in the ear, don't worry, I'm gonna take it out of any money I make, I'm gonna take it. I said, bye. It was scary. I had the mirror glass breaking loads, so, and I jumpy, so I just had to lock in for that section there. But other than that, you have to do a lot, right, Shania? It's a lot you gotta do in that aspect when it comes to acting and all that there. You and so?
Yeah. I'm so glad that you were able to continue the show, because I still remember when you brought that glass, I was literally right by the corner. I hear it break, see it break. I was like, oh, that wasn't a part of it. Oh, okay, great. He's still going. Is Miss Adams okay? Is Miss Adams okay? She was like, okay, great, for keeping on with the show. But you break my mirror?
But it wasn't my fault. It was my fault, but it wasn't the intention.
You were too much in the scene.
I wonder. I know what else to say right now. If we got questions or if we should go to break or whatever, it's up to y'all. It's y'all show.
Oh, Dele also says you still owe me a mirror.
Oh, what?
Oh,
I thought.
All right, so we'll pause on this mirror story. We'll take a break, and we'll be back in the last few minutes of our Creative Voices episode.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are almost at the end of today's episode, and it has been a wonderful morning so far. We got a caller from all the way in St. Martin asking us if we're going to do a film in St. Martin. Who knows? Maybe, I don't know. We'll see what the creatives have in store. We have some more comments coming in on our YouTube page. So Dele says you still owe Keisha a mirror. For those of you who missed the story, so what had happened, Naeem was a part of they had a production at the Shadow Great House, and in part of his acting he was supposed to throw a chair, and he accidentally threw the chair into the mirror. So yes, that's the mirror in question. But we have some more comments here from Issa Kamal. He says the young people are stars in the present, not even making. So you are already stars, and that makes sense. I like how he's worded that, because people always say, oh, it's stars in the making, but you're already a star. I mean, you've already accomplished so much, And he says he's enjoying the show, and he's looking forward to see how this all builds out. So yeah, we have lots of good support, lots of good feedback, and just a reminder that if you wish to call in, the number is 466-0989. That's 466-0989. Or if you're overseas, 718-285-6984. 718-285-6984. And our sponsors for the second hour, we have Flo, SL Hosfords, and also Bougainville Books and Gifts. So we are truly grateful to our sponsors for supporting us in this Creative Voices movement. Excuse me. And yeah, so we were in the middle of some real hilarious conversations. I still can't. If it were me and I'm acting and the mirror broke, I probably would freeze. So, like, I'm not going to come to the audition to be an actress, because give me a behind the scenes, like if you want me to help with the drone or the cameras or pictures, yeah, give me that. But don't. I'm not yet at that level to keep my composure, because I don't know what I would have done. So kudos to you guys and even all the other cast and crew, because to stay in character when things go south is a skill, and to also make that seem natural to the viewers is even better, because in your head you're like, oh gosh, what am I going to do now? But you can't let that show. You can't even mumble to yourself because somebody will see it. So you just have to be in the moment and just make it work. And you guys do that so well, like so effortlessly, and it's just amazing. But yeah, so we excuse me, I'm not quite sure what's happening with me this morning. But as we wrap up, if you had to have a conversation with your younger self, we had questions planned, but something is coming up here now. If you had to have a conversation with your younger self, seeing where you are now, what would you say to him or her? Well, him for you and her for you.
My younger self, I'm grateful for all the opportunities that have been given to me thus far. And as for my younger self, I'm glad that I will be able to say, hey, remember how you say you wanted to star in a movie? You were in one. Your parents watched it, your friends watched it, people you don't know watched it. It was in the movies, it was on the big screen. You were able to see how full the lines were, waiting for the concessions to go into the movie, how much traction it got. You actually made a movie. Younger me was fully on track. Surgeon, eh? So she was more of a, okay, I'm going to do that work. But if by chance somebody wants to put me in the movie, who am I to say no? But I just want to say you actually did one of the things that you want to do. Something that's, to me, being in the movie is a little bit more unrealistic than being a doctor. So I'm like, yeah, one of those things that you dreamed about became a reality for you. So I hope you continue doing what you want to do. And just, when something knocks on your door, answer it. Check it out.
As for me, I would have told my younger self to stay weird. Stop. I had a lot of times being told that I get it. I understood why. It was never really to my detriment. For my detriment. But it was always, why does Naeem write stories that are so out there and unrealistic? People started to think I just didn't know what the real world was. I was kind of 8, so no, not really. But at the same time, yeah, I knew what the real world was. If you saw past the fantastical elements, you know that I'm showing real world things. I always felt like I still feel like I have to prove myself. So I would tell them that ain't change. That ain't change. But with you, I need you to just, every single person that tells you no, unless it's like you really shouldn't do it, if you feel like you can and they tell you no, do it. Just keep doing what you were doing, because the original idea for the CSO, like that exact phrase, it was in grade 6. Wow. I have a handwritten script that I wrote where I wanted to be a movie, and I was like, and the main dude's name is Jason too. so I could be like, hey, remember that movie that you never got to finish? Yeah, so I did it. We did it. So there's that. I feel like we need to not just to my younger self, but other people. Allow them to think outside the box. Feel free to express. That's why I have to really thank Miss Jeffers and Miss Williams and Mrs. Adams. I also have to thank my parents, our parents.
Our parents.
Mommy
and daddy.
Yes. And my aunts, uncles, anybody who's been watching me grow. They've always known I've been on this journey. I always want to contest or think outside the box or do more, and they gave me the free rein to do it. I wasn't guided. I taught myself a lot of these things, and I would tell my younger self again, you see all that time you spend watching the behind the scenes of movies instead of the actual movie? Yeah, do more of that. So older me would have been like, yeah, bye. Or I remember I used to read the credits of movies more than the films. Like the Prince of Egypt, I used to know the people by name. And that helped me pronounce words back then. So I would say that.
Nice. Kamal has a comment here. He says, well, I'm not quite sure if it's a comment or a question. It says, I'm also looking forward to hearing about how each of the artists, I would say actors, actresses, see their full creative professional lives spanning out. So I guess that's more like what future plans do you have in terms of the world of creativity? If you have any short-term, long-term ideas of what you want to see for yourself.
For Noir Works, as you said, if you want people to follow the social media, it's NOIRWORKS. That's it on Instagram, Facebook. We don't have a YouTube because we're in collaboration with my mother's company, Studio 327. So you could just type Studio 327 on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and you will see the content there. For Noir Works, I have two shows outside of CSO, 2 shows, 1 other movie, which is a horror thing. I do want, and a crime thriller. I have a lot of ideas that are set as in, okay, I could do it, but no, I am going to do this.
Yes.
So, in that aspect, in film, because I know Issa Kamal, he would know me from music and so on as well. But for film, CSO, I do want to do I already announced, so we're doing the second one. May do a third one. We'll see when I'm finished the second one. I see somebody asked for CSO 5. I said, you better calm down. I know all that. Well,
Slow and steady.
I want to tell different stories. I hope as you watch the movie, because some people came up and told me, and I really am thankful for that they realized the theme of the movie was perseverance. I want to tell more character-focused stories, have more emotional moments, and dive deeper into who these people are as people, the relatability, not just from, he was shot in St. Kitts, but I also feel these emotions. I would understand. I really, really respect any fantastical thing that makes me feel real-world emotions, because it shows a level of skill. Because I could go, man, cops, crime is bad. Or I could watch a show where it has nothing to do with all of that, but it still brings that same message. I feel like I get the entertainment side and the real world side, and I want to be able to provide that.
Nice. Sounds good.
That's such a deep answer. For me, it's more, I really love being involved in production. I don't necessarily have to be the actor, the director, producer, stuff like that. I like making things happen. So like even putting on an event, I like doing those type of things. So for me personally, I still want to start in my big
action film.
Yeah, my big action film, or like my nice big villain role.
Yes.
So that's one of my main goals. And then I personally just want to somehow create a life where I am working to continue producing films, or even like maybe shows for like artists, stuff like that, because I really like putting out stories. So maybe somewhere in the future I might be officially called producer Shernia Henry.
Yes.
Or director Shernia Henry, or the famous actress Shernia Henry. So that's what I have in mind for that, because I really really enjoy the whole entertainment aspect and how it can even be utilized to change the lives of people. So that's what I see in the future for me.
Okay, all right. So we are in our closing moments already. Like 2 hours seem to just fly by when you're having such good, fun conversation. So in these few moments, is there any word of encouragement that you would want to share with the public, those who are interested in either acting roles or the behind the scenes of the writer, the producer, the director? And then also just to remind us of your social media pages so that we can stay tuned.
To anybody, because I know it's not just, I'm not special in the aspect as I'm the only one who thinks outside of the box. I wouldn't have made it here without anybody in my group who saw the vision. Even if they didn't see it fully, they saw something. So like I said to my younger self, be weird, be adventurous, fail, and you have to fail a lot to learn.
Sadly.
And every success, don't take it as you did your best. Your best, you don't know what your best is until, as someone says, they wouldn't be able to tell you, no one really could tell you how life is supposed to go until you lived it. So people at the end of their life. So I agree that I can't say, when that was my best thing I ever read, it's the best thing I wrote. No, it's not my best. Always strive to be greater in any way, shape, or form. And even if you don't believe in yourself, use that as a challenge to prove yourself something. And don't be afraid to try. If you fail, you fail. If it's bad, it's bad. And if you come and ask me, I'll tell you it's bad. If someone said that to me, I'll be like, oh, sure, why? Take the critiques and lessons, but don't take those comments as, I can't do it. That just means you have to do it better. So that's what I would say.
Nice.
I mean, disclaimer, there are objective factors and subjective factors that you have to consider depending on what you want to do. But really, if you want to do something, do it. Even if you think your resources are limited, you just have to figure out how to work around it the best way you can. I agree with Naeem. Stay weird, stay goofy, think outside the box. It's those ideas that end up getting played on the screen and for everybody to show, enjoy, laugh at, cry at, and all those things. Whatever dream you have may not necessarily be film or creative related. If that's what you want to do, don't let anybody tell you that you can't do it. Because at the end of the day, it's your happiness. It's you who has to go home and live with the life that you've created for yourself. So I would encourage anybody, whether young, old, do what you want to do, because at the end of the day, you want to go to sleep on a nice comfy bed thinking about, I'm enjoying what I'm doing. And I'm glad that I at least tried to make something happen.
All right, yes.
And you said social media, right? I don't want to cut you off.
No, that's right. I was actually going to say it, so you could go ahead.
You can follow us at Noirworks, Noir. Whoa, I spell it right? Noirworks. Wow, my brain was blanking. That's on Instagram and Facebook. And you might follow. If you follow us, you'll get the update. We might make a YouTube channel solely for Noirworks. And follow Studio 327, STUDIO 327. INC is at the end of it, but Studio 327, you should be able to find it. You can follow us there for any more shows. Anything Noirworks puts out or anything Studio puts out, you can follow us. There's been a lot Studio 327 has put out, as we had a morning show. There's a show that documented the lives of some significant elders, and you can get a lot more diversified content throughout those. So I would say follow. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you so much to everyone. Thank you to our viewers, our listeners, the favorite cousin who called in. It's been a wonderful morning. Everyone, today's Friday. Enjoy your weekend. Please be safe and just have a wonderful evening. Thanks for joining us.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
You've just been listening to a previously aired broadcast.
back-to-school shopping doesn't have to be stressful. Get ahead of the class with TDC Home and Building Depot. Save 20% off school supplies, stationery, office supplies, and office furniture. And parents, we're making your shopping even easier with Prep My Basket. Simply submit your school list and let us prepare a quote for you. Or create your wish list online and get everything organized before you even step into the store. Less running around, less stress, one convenient stop for everything you need. Shop TDC Home and Building Depot and prep your basket today. 20% off until August 31st. TDC Home and Building Depot, get ahead of the class.
The new Vita Malt bottle is here, and it's returnable. So don't throw it away, bring it back for cash. Return your empties to your local Carib Brewery Depot and distribution trucks in St. Kitts and Nevis. Vita Malt. Enjoy it. Return it. Let's keep St. Kitts and Nevis clean.
Come, build with us at Hostels Building and Nevis Centers. We don't just sell materials, we help you build your dreams. Whether it's a new home, a renovation, or a DIY project, we're here to make it happen. That's why we say, build with us. From foundation to finish, come to our stores where we have the best in building materials, hardware, tools, paints, expert advice, and more. Whatever you need, you can count on us. So if you're ready to get started, build with us. With Hostels Building and Nevis Centers, you're not just building a structure, you're building a future. Let us help you create something amazing. Dream with us, plan with us, grow with us, build with us. Come build with us at Hostels Building and Nevis Centers today. Build with us at Hostels.
Unlock the secrets to a healthier you. Join Dr. Natalie Osborne every Tuesday at 8:30 a.m. on WinFM 98.9 for Weekly Dose. During this 30-minute health discussion, we aim to educate and empower our listeners on the prevention of diseases, early diagnosis, and timely intervention. Don't miss out on this informative health talk where we teach you to live your best life. Weekly Dose, Tuesdays on WinFM 98.9.
You ever hear earthquake call and say, "Hello, Miss Lee, yes, it's me,